Hello, Kirk Williamson with Cape Ann Photo Tours. Today we're headed down to Rockport Harbor to shoot with one of my favorite lenses, the 55-200 made by Fuji. And I'm going to be doing a real-world ultimate review of this lens, a real-world review. I'm going to show you a lot of photographs and I think you'll enjoy it. Off to the video. So we're down here with the famous motif #1 right over here. And it's really a great place to use this lens here that I'm going to be talking about today, the 55-200. I've got it on the X-T30 right now. There's some great reflections in the water here, and that's always a favorite of mine down here in the harbor. And really what we're going to talk about today is what I've experienced over the last year or so with this lens. And the first thing I did was some news assignments with it, and boy, I was very, very surprised that it worked out really very well. And then I wanted to start shooting some sports with it, which I didn't expect that I was going to be doing, but since the equivalent of this at 200 is 300, it works quite well for sports. And I then did a lot of landscape photography with it, which quite honestly, it's the perfect lens for landscape stuff. And I'd like to mention two photographers that I really admire. One of them is John Barclay. John Barclay put me onto this lens right away, and also some videos by Andy Mumford also comparing this lens here with the 50-140. Now, I've also done that particular comparison, and I found that both lenses are absolutely beautiful. One is way more expensive than the other one, and I found that I use the 50-140 for news work, for sports and things like that, and I use this for hiking and travel and things like that. Boy, you know, I'm very lucky to have these two lenses, but honestly, I bought them both used, and there's no reason why you can't do that. So, on to shooting some shots here in Rockport Harbor, and then I'm going to show you a selection of images over the past year or so, which I felt really show off the quality of this lens. So, off we go to shoot some pictures around here in Rockport Harbor. So the things that they're arguing over fish over there. Herring gulls, you can't shut them up. So anyway, the things that I like to shoot here really are reflections of boats in the water. So we're going to take a couple of shots here. These are taken wide open at 200. It'll be interesting to see what they look like. Trying to really zoom in on certain areas that have nice reflections. We have a little bit of a breeze blowing this morning, which is unfortunate because I'd rather have it nice and still for the reflections, but I don't have that luxury. So I don't know. I think it's probably enough. I've got a few shots here, maybe one more over there. But really, this is just to show off a little bit of what I can do with this lens, or what you can do with this lens. Because quite honestly, this lens is, on the used market, is really inexpensive. This lens here I got for $475 on fredmiranda.com. And it's been great. Now, the only thing that I'll have to warn you against is this lens will creep up and down like this. Now you can see here I've got the 50-140, and this is an internal zoom, so it's not going to drift at all up and down if you're holding it and walking with it. So, but this is a quite different lens. It's exquisite in what it is, but it's so different from this one right here. They're big difference in animals here. It's you know, I can't 475 used, 1,000 used. They're just made for different things. For me, this is so light and packable, it's great. This, I carry it with me to go into a sporting event, and I've got it on a sling because I'm using the battery grip as well. So, you know, I'm going to take a few more shots here, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you some shots that we took over the year. And I think you'll be amazed at what this little lens can do. Some very, very cool reflections over here. Can't wait to show them to you. So that's it for a little test to show you what the 55-200 can do. I've enjoyed taking some photographs of the wonderful, wonderful reflections we have here. It's actually the wind's starting to die down a little bit, but got more important things to do. We got to go back and take a look at these photographs. See you in a bit. These next set of images are editorial assignment images that were taken with the 55-200, and I think you'll agree that they came out really very well. The sports images, I was hoping to get a 50-140 beforehand, but I ended up shooting with the 55-200, and it did quite well with the lacrosse pictures and the baseball. The hockey, I was lucky enough to have enough light in the place to be able to do it, but I think they came out great. I think this lens really shines when it comes to landscape photography. All the images here are somewhere between f8 and f18, somewhere in that range. And boy, I'm telling you, they really, really came out great. I'm so happy that I have this lens to hike with, to go on extended excursions, and some travel photography, like one of these images coming up here from the Painted Hills in Oregon. So I know that if you're thinking about getting this lens for landscape photography, that you will not be dissatisfied with it. It's a great lens for that. Well, that's it for the Fuji 55-200 Ultimate Real World Review. I like this lens quite a bit, and I bet you would too. It's inexpensive. It's not a very expensive lens. It's got OIS in it, and boy, is it nice and stable. So, that being said, I hope you like this video. And if you do, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment and like. That would be great. And please also check out capeannphototours.com. We've got some great workshops coming up in the fall, in September, late September. And we're also taking reservations for our tours here around Cape Ann. So that would be great. So that's it for this week, and we'll catch you next time.